Oke guys, kita lanjut lagi ke game yang ketiga nih. Apakah terjadi 3-0 pembantaian lagi? Atau ternyata Onic bisa membalikan keadaan ya guys? Kita masuk ke game yang ketiga antara Onic PH melawan RSG PH. Wah ya, efeknya direbut ya sekarang. Parsa dong. Parsa kaja. Parsa kaja guys, kaja sih. Parsa kaja kari dulu sih. Ini mah mau nggak mau kari dulu guys. Eman kari.
Oh, that's 1 point. We have record of 4.
Soalnya like tuh masih bisa Franco guys. Franco dia serem.
Hey yo.
Hey
yo, you gotta chill.
Kari dulu sih mau nggak mau.
Yeah. And also, that was Demon Kite.
Right.
Franco-nya langsung keluarin cok.
Former teammates, obviously, it's just a one big family right now.
Ben Hayabusa sih mau nggak mau ntar.
And I love the crowd.
Everybody else coming through for both of these squads. I mean, we've seen Butters interview
Ben
some of the
Lolita.
people that are supporting Onic Philippines, but
Ben
going back to
Lolita.
support, it's gonna be the Franco that's gonna be picked out
Lolita
here
cowok atau bukan?
by Light. This time, there's no longer gonna be any type of hook coming in from the Kaja, but instead, the Franco will do it. There's gonna be a huge amount of, there will be a huge amount of vision that could come forward and an immediate way to potentially pick off a hero that was also the same recipe that they've had in game numbers 1 and 2.
Well, speaking of game 1 and 2, Lolita, on the other
Lolita
hand, as you guys saw about is
Hayabusa.
banned out by RSG.
Wah,
And they're
karinya
exchanging
emat.
with
Waduh,
comfort picks
kari
and
Beatrix nih
power
kayaknya yang
from
di-ban nih.
RSG. So now if we're looking for an
Kari Beatrixnya aja sih
for a
lumayan bingung ya main
rover,
god lane
would
apaan.
Atlas be an option of Onic?
Honestly, yes, actually it is. Considering that there's no availability of a Diggy, Atlas is actually surprisingly strong right now. Or supposed to be surprisingly strong. Teams are just looking for that moment where they can use it. But yeah, Atlas definitely something that you can think about here in this lineup.
And Atlas has never been used before by the side of Onic Philippines. So if they use it now, it's going to be the best case scenario
It might
for
be
them.
a good surprise,
Right,
right?
it's a good
Yeah.
surprise, something that could work out for this composition,
Atlas
given
lah, enggak.
that it's
Kalau
like
gua
a
mendingan
50-50
Ruby sih.
chance
Si
going
ini
up
jago
against
Ruby
the
kayak Kedot.
Franco. You love it heading up against the Fredrin and the Arlot because you can either put them closer to you
Nah
or
kan,
just
Ruby
isolate,
kan?
go away and dish it
Sama
out as
Panda
much as they
pemikirannya
can.
emang sama
Now,
gua.
we're starting
Mantap
to
coach
take note
Panda.
of the Ruby.
Saya
You
kayak
mentioned
Kedot
this
lebih
a
jago
while
main
ago,
Ruby
Rock
guys
Hard,
daripada
wherein
Atlas.
Ruby has had its fair share
Jago
of
banget
wins
itu
and
kayak Kedot.
losses,
Oh, yeah.
but this time they're not going to take their chances. They want to force Kekedut
Yeah.
to use another hero.
A Ruby ban. I was shocked with that. I did
This
not
is-
expect that.
Wah kan, ini yang takut yang tadi gua
Or
bilang ya
use
guys.
something else.
Kari
Kekedut.
Beatrix nggak ada,
they're
emang main
squeezing
apa nih?
something out. They want something to go up against an Atlas.
Ini pilihannya ya, kalau nggak Harit,
They take out the Beatrix for Ammon.
Moskov.
So there's a lot of things that that is still open.
Kalau gua sih
for
Moskov.
Ammon to use.
Tapi
So
kalau Moskov
will it
pick
be
belakangan
the
aja deh.
gold lane
Di Terrier
route?
lain
Oh!
pusing sih.
Oh, it looks like
Whoa!
the champion on
Oh.
the camera.
Kayak sama
of
Ye. Coach Yep guys.
Supportive friends, look at that. Oh, Raha.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Coach Yep of
The
Onic.
champions of MPL Philippines.
That is what you
Onic
call-
Indonesia, the
11.
two-time Onic Indonesia
Road to
champion.
Thanos.
Onic and Kyrie together with Manjin.
That is what you
Pati
call
na
a
dulu,
humble flex. He
Yeah.
didn't even flex the ring.
Jadi
but as soon as
ragu
the
untuk
camera
Kaja sama
went
Atlas
to
nih.
that
Sekarang ada
specific
Valentina.
angle,
He had no
The
choice.
Sky King just went.
Ini banyak banget sih
Rare.
nutupnya. Valentina di sini bagus.
We have the family of
Kufra.
Onic Philippines.
Kufra bagus.
Whoa, whoa.
Cuman jadi nggak bisa
Nice
drop,
too as well,
nggak bisa
man.
susah buat
What
apa
a-
sama Kaja.
Bro is majestic.
Agak scare gitu
Yeah,
lah.
look
I
at
will
those claws
always
on the
say
side,
that.
man. They're
Yeah.
very scary claws.
Yeah.
Those are some claws. Man.
Very beautiful claws.
Yup.
Ini nih yang bingung dia mau XP apa dia.
Scratched by the claw.
Dia kalau nggak XP,
Yeah.
Claw studio.
And Paquito is back
Oh.
for Onic Philippines. Is this
Di
the
nail-
res-
di nail
is
slot,
this the
di
recipe
nail
that
slot.
we're looking for?
Paquito buat Lancelot soalnya.
So we're still not sure.
Wah ini sih Fredrin Jangko
Is
udah
this a
bagus
Joy
banget ya.
jungle or a Paquito jungle?
Oh, it can be swapped, yeah.
They
Oh
can
iya,
be
udah nggak
swapped.
mungkin
Depending
Lancelot
on the
juga.
situation, but knowing now
Udah ada
that the
Fredrin
Arlot
Arlot.
is gonna be the matchup to go here.
Udah
for
nggak
the
bisa Leslie
lane.
karena lawannya
You
Paquito.
would prefer one or the other, but this time
Harit sih, sumpah satu-satunya bot lane paling bagus di game ini cuma Harit.
Oh yeah,
Ammon
Yeah.
could potentially use it,
Auntie Mel.
or instead just go for the Brody because it can support the
Gua sih
Franco
jujur
right
mendingan
away.
Harit sih daripada Brody
There's
game ini
choices
emang.
that could be made here.
Kalau nggak Moskov,
Right,
yang kayak gue bilang
RSG.
Moskov. Kalau mau
Right.
gambling Moskov.
I like the Melissa because it has go away.
There you
So
go.
that's gonna slow down the Paquito.
Wah.
It's gonna slow
Oh
down
bagus
the
banget,
as well.
Melissa oke.
That's pretty good.
Wah masih ada Melissa.
And this is
We
a
forget
big
it.
question
Tapi
right now for
dibilang
the
oke nggak
yellow
oke banget ya guys ya.
to
Lawannya
force
kuat sama
game
Yuvi ya.
number 4.
Mas sama
Because
ini.
they're hanging on
Sebenarnya
thread
kayak
here. They really are
Pede-pedean aja
ready
sih. Emang
to
mungkin
go
pede
and
banget main
cross
Melissa.
their lives for the playoffs.
Can you imagine the draft that
Menarik
RSG
nih
just
draftnya.
did here? They banned out the Grok, they banned out the Akai, they even
Papito.
took the Fredrin from Sensui.
Kita geser dulu
And
ya
as
guys.
our Seabull team is happening.
Ah yes, kita langsung masuk aja ya. Lanjut lagi ke game yang ketiga. Antara RSG PH melawan Onic PH. Apakah akan terjadi pembantaian lagi 3-0? 3-0 aja lah guys ya. Capek
Wherever
guys.
you are right now in the Philippines, continue to support our team representing the MLBB division, men and women, raising our flag in Cambodia.
Go for gold and just keep the win streak in our favor. MLBB Philippines has been such a strong force in the world right now, and I think we can keep that up.
The ML is MLing, if I should say.
Right.
Yes.
This is Lakas ng Pinas, the strength of the Philippines, the home of champions. Now,
We even have a song for that.
yes, go ahead and stream it on YouTube. Because now, it's RSG's momentum up against Onic Philippines. How's the start right now for
Gantian
the
ya
Yellow
sekarang ya.
Hedgehogs?
I mean, Eman is already
Exort
there
Valentina
assisting
dia yang
everybody
UV.
else, so I mean, Light is assisting
Berapa yang
Eman
UV?
because you're gonna start to see Eman's damage in the later portions of the game. But if it arrives early, this is gonna be a heavy team fight composition kind of RSG that we're about to see. But Light though,
Oh, Light actually is taking up a lot of damage, but the funny thing here is Irad's a little slower compared to Sensui this time around.
Yeah, more
Right?
of the fundamental, more on the side of being in a Fredrin, from being an assassin to
Fredrin?
a Fredrin right now in game number
Oh,
3.
look at that.
I say Sensui and Kagak is really having a good start on getting the visions in part of how they lost game 1 on retrieving the information for RSG.
and I'm starting. It's starting to make sense on why they picked up the Paquito instead of any other hero, because the Paquito could knock up the Abraser's trap that could be
Uy,
brought about by the
Paquito.
Fredrin. So in
Hati-hati lang,
case
Fredrin.
the objectives are gonna be secured by Irad,
Pero
there is
Paquito
a
tuh
way
susah
for
lawan
them to
Fredrin,
stop it
guys.
with that
Tapi di
double
game ini bagus,
retribution because of
banyak
that
target lain.
Abraser's wrath. So there are some ways
Kayak
for
buat
Onic to
makanin-
make it, not only with the
Makanin
jungle position, but
ini
now they're
era
gonna
depan
fight.
enak.
Yeah, they're fighting up in the bottom side of the map where Ryota
anjir,
does
Ryota
not
sih.
have that level
Makan
4
mulu
yet,
ya,
which means he's not
3
ready
game.
to fight yet.
Setiap
And
early
RSG,
kena first blood
they
dulu
took
guys.
advantage.
Ryotanya.
Oh, and also a clear path for the first objective for the Raiders to take.
Rangkonya
Of Kagadut
makan.
and Sensui still holding the area. Light as well holding Kagadut on the ground. Nats,
Yeah.
look at that.
RSG, you're
Bonyok
very
banget.
happy to
Mati
take this
Sensuinya.
fight straight into the faces of the
Habis,
Sonic.
habis.
Irad
Lihat
taking
natsnya
the
guys,
or the
guys.
Pearl rather.
Astagfirullah,
And this
Arlot
time
apa
Nats is the
itu?
one who is dealing the damage almost all on his own.
Arlot macam apa itu guys?
Is a
Wah,
virtue.
ke atas juga kalah
And
landingnya.
all on his own. Nats starting with this one. 2-0 and 1 plus the first objective of the game.
And this is what
Mati
I
nggak?
was mentioning in
Natsnya?
game
Oh,
number
bawang
2,
blinker.
right? We usually see Nats building on
Dapat
that
lagi
one.
like-nya. Itu
Yeah,
ngalaman
Nats is
Paquito.
just insane right now, but at the same time,
Datang,
Light, he's
cucuk
also
retri.
making a mark.
Astaga.
He's forcing some flickers out
Oh,
of the members
kenapa
of Onic,
Paquito,
and I think
Onic?
Irad also
Jelek
takes
banget Paquito
takes
saya.
that purple buff.
They're not even giving Onic PH
Gue gak
any
tahu kenapa
sort of
Martis
break
atau
at this
Akai gak mau
point.
di pick.
They took the turtle from them, got 3 lives after that one, and even took Sensui's purple buff. One that would be helpful in that Paquito scaling up. So this
Dapat
time
biru
Onic
Paquito ya,
really needs
birunya
to make
Fredrin.
some moves, because they're starting to have problems even in the
Tarik
smallest
lagi.
of things. Trying to
Tarik,
secure their
Mang.
objectives, trying to get away from those kinds of initiations that RSG is about to force them.
And non-stop
Sumpah,
action right
diacak-acak
now
sama
coming
ini,
from
Cok, Arlot,
RSG.
Cok.
They know they're ahead. and
Tapi
they're
emang Paquito tuh susah banget
maximizing
lawan Fredrin
their
tuh guys.
advantage, like you said, though, it's
Lawan
like
Fredrin lawan
they
Martis
seem
tuh
to
agak.
know the limits of the
Bisa
heroes of
favorit
Onic right
lah.
now, and they're getting boxed in.
Yeah, Rockhart, Sona, that's the name of the game. Forced. RSG is forcing Onic Philippines right now, early
Sumpah,
game, to
Nazi.
not have
Sayang
resources,
banget, Cok.
answer to every team fights, and even the pickups, which they
Udah main
are
setengah
strong
map doang ya
against.
Onic ya.
And it's just the other way around. with Kakadu being back in the Kufa, he needs workers. He needs more vision for his team. And with all of the pressure right now, with Nets being the damage dealer of this team, he needs to not be distracted by this point. Because look at that, Nats and Rio just really having the time on the EXP lane. Oh, Irad on the other hand is not letting go of this.
Oh, yep, it's gonna be Irad. It's a
dapat
1v3, but somehow he is still
Friend niya si
surviving.
Buset!
And he's taking a kill
Abis!
with a
What?
fadeaway. Appraiser's wrath.
Ano suara
And
ko
that
guys?
is a
Abis.
Grand Theft Orange by Irad.
Pusing,
No
pala.
objectives again for Sensui, Sona.
He said, I'm gonna take the purple or orange
Wah,
and get out of here.
But on the top side, it's Onic.
Eh,
who
sa
are
kami
taking
ulti,
the
sa
fight.
kami ulti,
But
sa
looks
kami
like
ulti.
they might have a
Tutupin,
hard
tutupin
time
badan
to
niya.
clean
Wah,
this
mantap
up
banget.
without Sensui.
Like baik
There
banget
it is,
guys.
that Paquito making it
Ditutupin
smart
badannya.
finally.
Biar Eman
But
gak
on the
kepukul
other side of
Paquito.
the map, it is Irad taking that turn.
The life of
Itu
light.
baru tank
the
ya guys ya,
life
tank
of
sejati.
Eman still not being distracted from the items. Corrosion side is in, Sona.
That is a major piece of the puzzle here for the side of RSG, although props still to the side of Onic because they've managed to secure a Demon Hunter sword for Nets. They're taking care of Nets pretty well, and also through the help of the Avarice as his emblem, he gets some extra gold heading forward, which is why it's a little bit of a match here in terms of the gold position. Meanwhile, things are starting to become a little bit different for
Hello,
the other side.
Kupra.
Now it's Kekedu
Surprise.
that's feeling a little bit of a pressure.
Oh no.
Ah, that's Kekedo. There's no one
Eman,
available to help him out,
Buti
and
ka
that
solo
is a
kill.
one for none. RSG, they're just going away with anything they want to do on the map.
Aduh, dari
Man,
komit,
that's-
nggak mati
it's
lagi.
looking bad right now for Kagak. The second death of this
Oh,
score.
yeah.
Nets.
Woo!
Ooh, he
that
still
was
lives. Go back to the base, Nets. But now RSG has eyes on Kagak. How do you manage to hold the line
Weh,
without having defense
Weh,
items?
Paquito-nya kenapa?
Sensui.
I mean, he's gonna have to
Wah,
try his
YOLO.
very best, but that is
Wah,
3
YOLO.
members for him.
Wah,
With an
YOLO.
iron hook straight to the face.
Paquito.
And that might be Sensui going down.
Kamu kenapa
Eman
sayang?
joined the fray as well. Super Friends, there's not really much he can do to slow down RSG.
Oh,
Oh man.
this is not looking good.
Bro, RSG in acronym is technically ready, set, go. They're just ready to go for the fight at this point. They're not chilling. They're ready because they know that they have the item advantage.
salah
They're
des.
sitting, and now they're going for it.
Ah, Kupranya salah.
Eman, one go away, just negated.
Aduh, padahal
Cancel
salah
out.
pencet itu Eman.
That
Biasa
tyrant's
ke
rage.
depan.
But still, they got the turret.
And they also got the turret.
Man.
Well, that's a good way to
Aduh,
point out
suwe
RSG.
banget.
Ready, set, go. That's 10 out of 10, Sona.
Padahal udah salah, Cok.
RSG.
Move-nya.
You just open up my eyes for that one.
This is how they
Dapat
play.
lagi.
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
lepas,
big play.
lepas.
They are going non-stop right now, but looks
Sakit
like
banget
Onic
Valen
will
nih.
get a better footing. At least Nets is still alive. Exhort does not go down though, and I think the turtle still went over to RSG.
Hmm.
Oh, the problem is here.
Kagak
Kagak-
do-
Hmm.
No, no.
Ooh. No one can really touch this
Kuat banget ya ini.
Melissa right now, and I don't think there's anything that Onic can do unless they can make a very good engage.
Man,
Sensui is at the back. Oh, he can go for
Nggak
it.
bisa pukul.
The
Back
go
two.
away.
Nggak bisa
The go
mukul.
away slows down the
Mati.
melee hitters of
Susah guys game
Onic.
ini guys.
Again,
Harap
the
aja cuman
Melissa
kalau
is
tambah
just
ini
a
doang,
game
Cok.
changer for RSG.
GP.
No one can take her down.
the snowball of the Raiders are forcing Onic to kneel down to the damage. And Sensui was the one to even be the front line, and he had 3 deaths. He didn't have the first item needed for a group to be in the front line for his
Thunderbolt lagi.
team.
Kaya
It was a
banget Cok itu
sandwich
nuts.
method that
5.600 anjir.
Slate Philippines executed
Beda
during that
1.700,
fight. They
beda
knew that they
1.000,
have the
beda
durability
2.000
on the
guys sama
backside, so
XP-nya.
all out damage is
like
going to be
nya
there.
kedapet.
Although a consolation prize coming in from Onic Philippines, an overextension
Tadi yang
brought about by
didapetin
Light
cuman
to
like
give
doang ya,
out
cuman
and dish
tanknya doang.
out information is going to be handy because the kill apparently went to Ryota, which is really going to be
Lihat,
important.
net.
But taking a look at the gold
Networknya.
earnings for
Excellent apa
4
ini
members
Cok.
of RSG together with that 4.3k gold lead. Only Nets being the lone Sonic that is right over there just trying to dish out damage, and he is again the very first one, so there is
Berat
some
banget sih
silver
ini. Arlotnya
lining,
pasti ke
a glimmer of hope for
crowd
Onic
terus,
Philippines
guys.
that maybe if they get to keep their ground all together, they could still manage to form a team fight that could very well work to their advantage.
In fairness to Onic, they know the assignment, right? try to kill Emma.
Brutal lagi nggak ada
But the
Domi.
problem is they can't really do it.
Yeah.
Even though Nets is really good in positioning this game.
Yeah, and they all need to work together in order to make this work, because right now the investment is with Nets. The damage dealer of Onic is with Nets.
Yep.
With all of the 3 members having 3 deaths, how do you even to
Gimana
see
mau
the way
Donator beda
or
2
to
level,
fathom
guys?
to
Lawan
be in a
Fredrin
defense
lagi.
mode? Because RSG is not stopping for every avenue. Look at that, the position of Nats on the other side of the death bush.
Speaking of which,
Yang di komik,
They
Cok.
want to go right now. Kagak, he can't even activate his set.
Mati,
He is getting
Kagak.
willed down so
Sensei
hard
zoning.
by RSG
Dah,
right
dapat
now.
Lord,
And
Lordnya
right now,
farming.
RSG have full control.
Natsnya
of the
tinggal
Lord area.
recon, nempelin
that's
Cloud.
not the best way to go in that kind of fight, because again, during that specific team fight, Nets, their main damage dealer, one of the biggest contributors towards Onic Philippines' damage, was away from the fight. He was on the top side. Fortunately for them, they still managed to get the top lane outer turret. But again, in exchange for the Lord, that is really not the best exchange. That is really not the best kind of scenario if you're Onic Philippines. And now RSG is maximizing their stay. They're, you know, overstaying their welcome at this point, because they've now managed to take another orange objective, and Onic has nothing to do about it.
Did he
Tuh,
catch
dapat
one?
lagi Franco-nya.
Got the
Kamera,
Did
produser,
Kagak
tolong.
catch
He's the
one?
one caught.
Franco-nya dapat.
He's
Mati
he's the
lagi.
one who gets caught in his own trap. What is happening here? It's topsy-turvy day for Onic.
Oh,
Dapat lagi. Astaga, pegang pala.
It's just one after
The
another.
humanity.
Ini dia guys, series game kita kenal.
RSG's just not slowing down, guys. They
And
want that win.
they want to live another day in the play-ins to the playoffs stage. They have a title to defend, and this is their first mission to accomplish. How is Onic Philippines going back from this?
I mean, if you're Onic Philippines, you still have the electrifying beats. You still have the real world manipulation. So there's still some sort of poke damage and wave clear. So that is something that Onic Philippines could maximize on. But again, the RSG gold gap is just a little too much. Irad still unscathed in this matchup. He also secured that dominance eye, so it's going to be a little bit harder for him to go down. As Onic Philippines, this is another glass cannon type of setup that we're actually seeing. I mean, not even that, because even though they have 3 main damage dealers, those are 3 squishy heroes altogether, so there are no other pillars for them but to stay, or there's no other choice for them but to stay in the midst of the fight. Fortunately for Sensui, he has managed to take that orange objective.
There's no sponge, there's no soaker for the defense of Onic Philippines, because right now they are really reliant for the Tyrant's range and Tyrant's defense of Kagak to work. He just had his dominance ice to counter the damage of RSG's late Philippines, but right now he could actually need an immortality to make things work. Because if comeback is concerned, they need to divide RSG most of the time, and this is how they could see a winning condition. And this is a freeze lane, and they're forcing Onic Philippines to come out of the dark.
Right now, the map just belongs to RSG, and you need a gate pass every time you gotta go around the bush
Oh, man.
area. There's just no way Onyx will be able to sneak one up on RSG
Look at the
unless someone
control.
slips up.
There's only one turret taken from RSG, and that's the top lane where Emon was sitting on, and now it's all still on full defense.
It's very understandable why Onic Philippines are trying to make moves, because it's something that they need to do. And that is exactly it.
Is
Irad
this it?
takedown.
Aman, aman,
Here's
aman.
the
Itu yang
engage.
kena Irad guys.
Finally
Lihat
can
Iradnya
make
guys,
it
malah
kill.
dibalikin guys.
Irad's really
Ketok.
lasting a long
Kalau
time. He's
keseprak
not
tuh tadi.
able to put down the appraisal
Natsnya lihat,
fast.
Natsnya.
He
Lihat,
will
mata
go
di
down.
Nats.
That's one for Onyx.
Mata di Nats.
Looks like Nats is
Mata
gonna
di
go on a
Nats.
1v4 killing spree
Arlot
right now.
macam apa ini guys? Gak ada
On the back,
mati-matinya.
and somehow, Nats is still alive.
Ini Arlot apa, Cok?
He's the leaning tower of broomsticks. The Arlot is still
1
alive.
lawan 5 loh,
5v1.
gila.
Nats doesn't care. This is why he's called Nats
Udah nggak
Entertainment.
logis,
He
Cok.
entertained 5 heroes. He overstayed this welcome, and he still didn't get picked off. Instead, he was the one who paved the way for his
Apa
other
itu, anjir?
teammates to just unleash the bloody hunt and stun them out of the ground.
He just said, eyes on me, Onic Philippines. This is how they divide the yellow hedgehogs.
Oh,
a
kena.
close iron hook. And this is RSG Slate Philippines taking another free Lord.
And this is why the Arlot is just so good, right? Arlot is so good, it enables players like Nats to really go insane if given the opportunity. And so far in this game, he's had all the chances to make those highlight plays on the Arlot.
I mean, this is the reason why you have the Tenacity Arlot as one of the best heroes in the current game that we have. Tanky can set up plays, low cooldown, also built up with defensive items together with that extra damage coming in from that Thunderbelt is something that is super handy. RSG almost 9k in gold lead, all 3 waves intact. The Lord on the top side. If there is one way for Onic to defend, the time is now. Try to get a pick off as much as you can before it all falls down.
They need to defy the impossible. They need to look at the possibility to change time if they want to live another day in the playoffs. RSG Slate Philippines, I saw 3 rated armors. Oh!
Not siya guys.
The huge
Aduh.
final slash coming in
Udah,
from
nggak
Nats.
bisa free hit.
And that is gonna take out 2 inhibitor
Dah,
turrets
GG
with
nih mah,
4
guys. Nggak
coming
bisa.
in from the
Analisanya
back.
free hit
Evan's
banget,
just
Cok.
unstoppable on the Melissa as well.
GG.
Or Nets rather tried to
Well
keep up
played,
the
RSG
but the
PH.
play won't be needed.
Thank you guys semua yang udah
RSG.
nonton. Jangan lupa di like, di support, di subscribe ya guys. Terima kasih semuanya. Kita lanjut lagi besok, oke? Thank you.